Hello, hello, CraftingMantis here, and welcome back to another episode on the Diamond Society server. So as you can see, we are in the Colosseum. At the end of the last episode, I discussed a couple of the projects that I was looking to do, and I decided that the first thing I was going to do was to work on the Colosseum. Now, this project is a little bit complicated, and so this one is going to be more of an update video. I decided that I'm not going to be doing a using the replay mod in order to do this, as I'm going to be needing to hop, all over the place. And so it would be best just to kind of give you guys some updates. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on. I went ahead and put a beacon because I'm going to have to do some digging. As you can see, where that stone brick is, I'm going to be digging all the way down there. There is going to be a centerpiece here. It is inspired by a Hypixel build, which was done back in 2012. It was a battle arena that had a similar shape to this, and I discovered it, and I was like, oh, that would be so cool to kind of do something like that. Granted, theirs was, fire and brimstone and lava and all the nasty things that, that could kill people. I wanted to make mine a little bit more friendlier. But still make it so that if you get knocked down, basically you're going to be a sitting duck. I'm going to be using water, and people won't be allowed to have their gear on them, so they'll have to use, whatever gear they end up getting here. So it'll most likely be like iron and bows and stuff like that. So, if you get knocked down there, you'll have to end up working your way back up, but the people who are in the battle arena with you will be able to hit you a lot easier because you're going to be down in the water and you're going to be moving a lot slower. So, I am going to get to work on getting this all dug out, and I will be right back with you guys. Alright, so I figured I would bring you guys back at this point, as this is a pretty big change to what it was. And we've got all the walls in and the floor. Not 100% sure if I'm going to keep the floor like this, just a solid brick. But the walls are definitely going to change. There's actually going to be some water features and stuff that are in there. But I've got the middle island in, and there's going to be bridges that go over to the middle island. And then there's actually an access point, because if you fall down here, of course I have depth strider, so this is easy walking around and stuff like that. But if you end up falling down in this section here, you have to go up this water stream here, which is really slow. So if there's anybody with a bow that sees you around there, they can just sit there and try to shoot you, and and you could possibly lose the fight. But you end up having to come back up here, and you get up here. There's some, there is some protection. That's one of the reasons why I have these here. There's some protection once you pop out of the hole, and then you'd end up having to take a bridge. You choose whichever bridge that you would want to go across and get back to the main fighting area. So that is what I have done so far. There's still so much work to do in terms of detailing the walls, and then getting some of the features that are going to be in in this section here. There's going to be different things that people can use in order to hide behind and get away from people, or go through to kind of slow other people down. But I wanted to bring you guys in before I, really got into it. I wanted to show you guys kind of an idea of what this is going to end up looking like. And so I am going to get back to work, and I will be right back with you guys. All right, so I have finished it. Yay! So we have fountains in here, and then we've got, in fact, here, so you guys can see what it looks like overall. Now let's go ahead and head down here and check out what we got going on here. Now, if you look up in the top right, you do, I did change the what the beacon does. For the fights and stuff like that, I figured strength and regeneration would probably be the most appropriate. Granted, we might want to change the regeneration, possibly. But what we have down here, we've got these little fountains and stuff. So You can end up coming in here and kind of, you know, sniping people and stuff if you feel like it. And then we've got these little boulders and stuff that you could hide, you know, hide behind, run around, and all that. These right here, ignore the glowstone. Those will be sea lanterns once we get access to that. But these are actually the starting points. And I might end up changing this block right here. So you would end up standing on this one. And then once, you know, once the match starts, then you can run out whichever direction you feel like running out. Now, you've got two different types of fountains. You got these little ones here, and then those bigger ones. They are kitty corner across from each other. And then the boulder things are kind of, you know, just kind of placed randomly. Didn't really have any rhyme or reason as to where I placed them. Just, you know, it looked like, hey, this looks like a good spot for one of the boulders. And then I do have the bridges in as well. And then I got these support beams here. So these, you know, you can use these as kind of protection from possible archers on either side. But they're also there because this is a relatively long bridge, and technically speaking, it would need some kind of support. Or else, you know, it would kind of sag even lower and stuff like that. So that, you know, I figured a little bit of a support. These ones here didn't really need it. But with this one, I felt it really needed some kind of support structure. And then it also allows, you know, some protection. But we've got all of the fountains in. They're relatively simple. Let's go ahead and come down here. It is just polished andesite. But the thought is that the Romans would have like the aqueducts running behind this, and they could open these up and allow the water to just flow in and fill it up. So they could end up doing the different water battles and stuff like that. In fact, they could even take these structures down, fill it all up with water, and have boat battles. Which I think is one of the things that they actually did. I think they actually filled the colosseum up with water and fought using water. Oh, and I'm glitching. Okay, there we go. Oops. Oh, well. One of the reasons for regen. But yeah, so I'm definitely happy with the way that this ended up coming out. It definitely took me a lot less time to put it all together, which is super fantastic. But, you know, the next, of course, you know, the next thing is to actually get some kind of battle going on. I still need to hunt Zoo down and get him for blaming me for the prank. So I might have to give him a challenge. You never know. Granted, I'll probably end up having to wait for him to get back. Can't exactly challenge a man who's not on the server. You hear that, Zoo? Come back! But yeah, so definitely super happy with the way this ended up coming out. And with it taking as little time as it did, I think that I'm going to go ahead and do one more project for this episode. Because I think this is, you know, where we're sitting at right now is only about half of what my normal time is for an episode. So I guess we're going to get both projects done today. So I'm going to get to work on the mill house, and then I will be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so here is the finished product. Now I made some changes to what was in the time lapse. I didn't like how the staircase ended up coming down here. It didn't look right. And so I ended up I just did a 2 wide staircase, and then I flipped the stairs over for the, kind of like the railing. And I kind of like how that came out. I'm always, unsure as to what to do with, stairs because, they look kind of funny if it's just the stairs. And with the safety railing and stuff here, I think the upside down stairs and the fence posts work really well. Then I also added these so that some air and stuff can end up going through. And then if we come over here, we have the mill house. So we've got the wheat, wheat and barley that, they would end up bringing up here, and then they'd end up putting it underneath here, and this would turn, and they would grind it down into flour. And then coming down here, there's more storage down here, and then also access to the gear that the water would end up being pushing. And granted, it doesn't move here because, it just, yeah, that's not reality. So if we come down here, you can kind of see, it's just a simple little gear. We've got these, you couldn't really tell all that well with the shaders and the time lapse, but it's just, it's just a 3 wide base plus the gears around the corners and the centers. So real simple, little gear, but the water would basically be flowing through, and it would be turning that, which would then turn the grinding stone up at the top. So definitely super happy with the way that this came out. Granted, not 100% sure with the, kind of the landscaping and stuff around it. Most of this is natural. So I think I might end up coming through and just kind of clean it up a bit, and then possibly end up expanding into this desert here just a little bit, kind of take back some of the desert, so get rid of some of the sand. Granted, I'm kind of so over that with the desert reclamation project over in the farming area. But yeah, so super happy with the way this turned out, and definitely glad that I was able to get 2 projects in. So we had the Colosseum and then this, and then I've already got some feedback from the guys in terms of, what I could add in there, because I don't do PvP normally, and so I couldn't look at it like a PvPer. So I got some of the guys over and got some feedback. So there will be some changes in there, and then the last thing that we need to do is fix that one entrance, and then the cover that goes on the top. So the sunshade. Granted, that's going to take a lot of materials. Still haven't quite decided what I want to do up there. I think I might do cyan wool or light blue. Light blue is the primary thing with the diamonds and stuff like that. So yeah, so working on that, and then we've got this done in the Colosseum, which is fantastic. So now I just need to find what my next project will be. If you guys have any suggestions or anything like that as to things that you would want to see, definitely hit me up in the comments. But I think that is going to be it for this episode. So if you liked the builds, definitely hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. And then if you want to be notified as to when I put out additional content, definitely hit that notification bell. But for now, I'm going to call it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.